The middle class tax refund is a one-time payment to provide relief to Californians who filed their 2020 tax return by last October. The payments will range from $400 to $1,050 for couples filing jointly and $200 to $700 for other individuals, depending on income level and claim dependence. The state said they began sending out the money 2 weeks ago, but the payments have been slow to roll out.
The bigger problem with the delay is, people might have seen this news.
These changes are often discussed by President Biden earlier this month and said it's a real savings to people and it's just about to kick in. Another key provision of the bill allows Medicare to negotiate for prescription prices, beginning in 2023. The previous law prohibited Medicare from intervening in the talks between prescription and it makes the health and plan sponsor this. While these changes are projected to save Medicare nearly $100 billion over the coming decade, the effects of the renegotiated price are expected to be felt pretty harshly by the seniors. The law also institutes a cap on out-of-pocket expenses for many Medicare recipients, but these won't begin going out until 2024, because in 2025, it will fully kick in with a hard cap on out-of-pocket expense of $2,000. That's per year and that's indexed to inflation afterwards. During an interview, a healthcare policy analyst said that the actions in total represent the most aggressive action in a generation against the industry related to regulating prescription pricing. But he added that some of the effects will be felt most strongly within the Medicare system and may have more limited impact on the sector as a whole. The law also has two big changes to the tax code that will affect businesses in 2023. First, folks, is a new 15% corporate minimum tax on corporations. It would book above incomes of $1 billion and takes into effect a new floor of many Americans' biggest businesses when it comes to tax time. And now, Congress's Joint Committee on Taxation reported in early August that about 150 companies could see their tax situation change as a result of the new rules. The IRS also released new guidance this week around both the alternative minimum tax and the excise tax, outlining more details about how it works and, in the case of the minimum tax, how it compares and what they know if they're included to or not. The two new taxes are projected to raise about $296 billion over the coming decade, folks. The other parts of the massive new law, a third headline provision of the law taking into effect this weekend, will impact the clean energy economy, and a rate of tax credits will be available in the new year, especially for Americans looking to decrease their home's climate impact. A new credit for 2023 offers households up to 30% to cover the cost of certain energy emission efficient improvements like upgrading a home's weatherization or buying new appliances like heat pump. And there's also changes coming around the use of tax credits for clean energy vehicles. Many households will be able to receive a tax of $7,500 in 2023 just when they purchase a new electric vehicle, and $4,000 when purchasing a used vehicle. We have a ton of news about the fourth stimulus check, Social Security benefits, SSI and SSDI. Continue watching this because you don't want to miss out on this. We have a lot of good news about the fourth stimulus payment that you have to know. Now, when the American Rescue Plan was signed into law in March, it did more than just send stimulus payments into millions of people's accounts. It also gave the child tax credit a notable boost. Prior to 2021, the child tax credit already had a maximum value of $2,000 per child, and it was only partially refundable. That meant a family with no tax liability could receive up to $2,000 per child. Now in 2021, the child's tax credit maximum value increased. For children under age 6, the credit was worth up to $3,600. For children ages 6 to 17, it was worth up to $3,000 as well. The credit also changed to be fully refundable in 2021, and half of it was made available in monthly installment payments that went out during the second half of the year. This was crucial in helping families with children keep up with the living cost at a time when inflation was just starting to creep upward, and it's something that definitely President Biden did a good job on in trying to help. So the 2021 child tax credit maximum value increased and was given to people for ages 6 and up. The credit was made fully refundable and half of the payments were made in installments. So in fact, the child tax credit did a lot of good in 2021. It helped a lot of people get out of poverty, helped households shore up the finances, but the good news is that lawmakers haven't forgotten about the credit. The problem is that lawmakers don't necessarily agree on the rules surrounding the credit. Lawmakers want to impose a minimum earnings requirement for child tax credit eligibility, but those opposed say the rule will make it so that the lowest income households are unable to receive the credit or collect it in full. It's easy to see both sides of the argument here, but lawmakers feel strongly that a child tax credit should not be meant to discourage work, nor should it take effect on the parents going out to find work. On the other hand, parents face challenges that making up holding down the job very difficult. Childcare is one of them. For lower earners, the cost of childcare can effectively wipe out a paycheck. In some cases, it can even exceed their earnings. The Labor Department has also released new data. According to the government, first-time claims for weekly unemployment benefits have actually increased to 225,000 for the week, ending of last month. So, continuing claims which are filed by people who have received unemployment benefits for more than a week increased to $1 million, a million for the week ending December 17th. That's the highest level since February and just shy of pre-crisis levels. It suggests that workers may be having more difficulty finding a new job. But weekly jobless claims are volatile, especially on holidays. Because after a year of high inflation and market volatility, gas prices are expected to fall again in 2023, although summer travel could still push it into the $4 a gallon range. Fuel prices broke highs in 2022 because of lingering effects of crisis policies that shut down crude oil refineries, limiting oil production and disruptions in international trade. With the world moving on from the crisis, global refining capacity is expected to rise, which will alleviate the decline in the U.S. supply chain. Gas is expected to hover around an average of $3 a gallon in January and February, which demand is seasonally low, but moving to the spring and summer, prices may rise again as $4 when drivers hit the roads. So we should see something. Now, millions of Social Security beneficiaries could receive an extra $200 monthly benefit boost. Several lawmakers in Congress have put forward a new legislation that would increase benefits for many seniors this year. Now, this is awesome news. A new bill could also boost Social Security recipients' monthly income by the $200 and increase the overall longevity of the program. Democratic Representatives Peter DeFazio and Bernie Sanders introduced the Social Security Expansion Act days after the SSA announced that the program was in jeopardy. The agency estimated Americans will stop receiving full Social Security benefits as early as 2035 if action is not taken. Under the Social Security Expansion Act, Social Security beneficiaries receive an additional monthly $200 check, totaling an annual bonus of $2,400. And according to CBS News, this would yield a 12% increase from the average monthly check of approximately $1,700. Anyone who is a current Social Security recipient or will be eligible in 2023 will receive the bonus check. The bill would also boost benefits for the lowest income earners in the U.S. under the Special Minimum Benefit Program. Current recipients receive approximately $900 per month. According to the SSA, the proposed legislation would adjust the rate to 125% of the federal poverty level, increasing the monthly check to an estimated $1,400 per month. Another component of the legislation is to expand the HC's fund by increasing payroll tax for some earners. Under current law, earnings above $147,000 are not subject to Social Security tax. New policy would apply the payroll tax to people who earn more than $200,000. Now, Peter DeFazio assured that the top percent of earners who would see an increase in their taxes if the bill were approved, meaning 93% of taxpayers would not see a change in their taxes. The congressman noted that expanding payroll tax would bolster the SSA trust fund, securing it through 2096.